Alright, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony, as usual, playing Stardew Valley with Holly, and today we are going to be talking about the show The Office. We are going to be doing a deep dive, just like we did with Gilmore Girls, and so, here we go. You ready? Oops, I forgot to unmute. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, are you inside?
It's loading right now.
Okay, perfect. Oh, yep, now you've joined. All right, so today we are talking about The Office.
Yep.
Oh, tomorrow's the Egg Festival.
Oh, yay.
So for those of you who have never seen The Office, I don't know why you're watching this because we're going to spoil The Office for you.
Once again, just don't watch
it.
these.
Once again, you know, don't watch our videos if you haven't seen the shows that we're talking about because that's weird.
Unless you really have no interest and really just want
unless you just really like our voices and you just want to hear us talk about shows that you've never seen, which in that case, welcome and enjoy hearing about a show that you're never going to watch. Yeah. But so The Office is a U.S. adaptation of a British show that is just about, obviously, a group of people working in an office. And this one is set in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
The one in the UK is written by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, by the way, who are absolutely hilarious.
Yes, it is. And it stars Steve Carell and a whole cast of other people.
Yeah, and they tried to do, like, mostly, not completely unknown actors, but just, like, not very well-known actors, so that it could have more of, like, a realistic feel to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I will say right now, too, two of the actors from the show, Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, have a podcast called The Office Ladies Podcast.
I listen to all of them, although I am behind.
If you like The Office, definitely check out their podcast because they like rewatch the show and do their own deep dives into every single episode, which we're just doing the show as a whole, but they can do even better deep dives because they were actually there.
Yeah, they do all of their memories from the show and like things that people don't know about behind the scenes.
Exactly. Lots of behind the scenes like memories and so it's really cool.
And they're adorable.
And yes, and I love them so much. They are so I love them. Okay, we need more hay. Do we have any more hay? Or do we not have any more hay?
I don't think we have any hay. I don't remember seeing any.
Okay, I'm gonna have to run and buy some real quick so our chicken doesn't die. Not that our chicken will die. He won't, or she won't die. She will just get mad at us and stop producing eggs.
Oh, either way.
But yeah, either way, we want to be able to feed her. So anyway, we are going to start with, so basically I did this slightly different than the way I did the Gilmore Girls. I did, like, the couples, like, this one versus that one. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, like, I have, like, Jim and Pam versus Roy and Pam.
Oh.
Like, which is the better couple? What do we like about them? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah. For me, obviously, and I'm sure probably for almost everyone, Jim and Pam all the way. I love them. Yeah, they are fantastic. Roy did end up being an okay guy. You know, he wasn't...
He wasn't what?
He wasn't ever, like, absolutely horrible or anything. He was just kind of inconsiderate and, you know.
He was just kind of a little douchey. He was like the guy who never fully grew up. And
yep, exactly.
Exactly. I always found something about him kind of endearing. Like,
he wasn't horrible. Like, he wasn't, like, the worst person on the planet. He was just a little bit, you know, inconsiderate and not, like, somebody who clearly has been in a relationship with this girl for far too long and takes her for granted, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
But a fun fact, which you probably already know this, Holly, Jenna Fisher pitched to the writers that Roy and Pam actually end up getting back together and staying together instead of it being Jim and Pam, and they were just like, no, that's not how the show's going to go.
Well, what's funny is that's kind of what happens with the UK one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
they
know that. I've never seen the UK one.
oh yeah, we watched all of the UK one before I even knew that the American one existed, but it like she ends up going off and like getting married, I think, in like Florida or not Florida. Maybe it was Florida. It was somewhere like that, like which like just somewhere on vacation and then he like sees her years later. I don't know, but yeah, they don't end up together in that one.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
I know.
Do we
Oh,
need any more fruits for the community house? Or are we
I
all
don't
good on all the fruits?
I think that we still need some fruit.
Alright, I'm gonna check and see what we need. Um, but anyway, so,
Do we
uh,
need a lobster or crayfish or anything?
um, yeah, we do. We need them for one of the bundles, unless you already did that bundle.
No, I just went and looked at the bundle and I couldn't find them in it. Maybe I
Uh,
just didn't look at the right one.
hold on, I will tell you which one it's in.
Okay.
Um, it is in the fish tank, in the... Oh, never mind, that bundle's already done. Okay.
Should I sell them or should I keep them?
No, you can sell.
Okay.
But so then we have Jim and Karen. Um, and I love
Oh.
Rashida Jones.
Oh wait. Um, I will say though, by the way, that when it comes to Jim and or, I mean not Jim and Roy, whoa. Pam and Roy, I kind of wish they would have explored like a little more in depth into their relationship because if you've been together for, that long since high school, and you're like in your late 20s, and like, you're not like neither one of you is like a horrible person. There gotta be like some cute connection there. Like that's a deep connection
Yeah,
to
that
have with
is very
somebody.
true. Yeah, to be
And I kind of
together
wish they
for...
would have like explored their relationship a little bit more, and like seen like a more like how they were. I don't know. I just feel like they didn't give enough to that relationship. Okay, but go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I do
Jim and
agree,
Karen.
but they weren't really the main focus, so that's probably why.
Yeah, yeah, of
Um,
course.
but yeah, so like I thought that Jim and Pam were a really cute couple. I liked the way...
Do you mean Jim and Karen?
Nope, I'm still talking about Jim and Pam before we move back to Jim and Karen.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I just kind of glossed over Jim and Pam, but they are like the main couple of the show basically,
Mm-hmm.
and they are adorable. They are very like their friendship is really sweet in the beginning and like the first season, and then obviously things get a little awkward, and then they're actually together, and I like them.
And
Um,
I feel like Jim kind of he's he is so patient, and I think that like the thing that they have in common that I think works really well is the fact that like people can say awful things to them and be like so rude to them and they don't like take it super personally and like get like irritated by it that much. They just kind of like laugh it off and like roll their eyes and they kind of like have that with each other where they kind of like can play off of like the ridiculousness around them with each other and
yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Will you look it up real quick and tell me where I find flounder? I can't remember if
Yeah.
it's the ocean, the lake, or the river.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be catching them for a goal or whatever.
But what do you not like about them together? Is there anything?
Um, well, I didn't love that Jim pursued her when she was in a relationship and literally engaged and actively planning her wedding and about to get married.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's about it.
Where's the Ginger Island Ocean?
Oh, we haven't unlocked Ginger Island yet.
Oh, well, apparently that's where it can be found.
Flounder?
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, it says, okay. Yeah, it says it can be found, caught during the spring and summer. Oh, it can be caught during the spring and summer in the ocean, and it can be caught on Ginger Island. Okay.
Yeah, all seasons on Ginger Island. I'm assuming.
So,
Okay,
spring
so
and
I was
summer
okay.
and
So
ocean.
so ocean was correct. Wait, are we in the fall right now?
No.
Okay, we're in the summer, right?
In spring. No, we're in
Oh, we're
spring.
in spring still. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that now we have Jim and Karen. Oh wait, what do you not like about Jim and Pam?
Oh, well, I don't like that, because I mean, like, Jim is willing to be like silly, but it takes a lot for him to like let himself be like goofy, like in like okay, so like it's kind of shown in like that one Halloween episode where they're trying to find out why the one guy didn't want a second date from her, and he says it's because she's dorky, and then like Jim is like realizes that he's kind of treating her the same way by like not doing the couple's costume with her, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like that that like he doesn't let himself look stupid sometimes, like with her.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's still better than Roy, because I don't think Roy would have done it either, but
Yeah. He probably wouldn't have even shown up.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
But I'm glad that eventually they like don't make him take himself so seriously,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that was kind of the only thing that I didn't like, was that,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so that now we have Jim and Karen. I love Rashida Jones. I love her.
Me too.
And I mean, Jim and Karen were fine, but they were not, I mean, obviously they were never meant to be a long-lasting couple, so it was pretty much known from the get-go that they weren't going to really stay together.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like their relationship was, like, almost from the beginning of their relationship, they were fighting over her not moving into an apartment close to him.
Yeah.
And, like...
No, he didn't want her to move so close to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And she was mad about it. And, like, that is very, like, the beginning of the relationship is supposed to be, like, the honeymoon phase. Like,
yeah,
I always say that if you first
start
a relationship and you're fighting within the first month of being together, that's not a good sign.
No, not at all.
To me, that is very much like, okay, I have only had one relationship in my life where we were fighting within the first month of dating. And let me tell you, that was not a good relationship.
Right.
So...
Yeah. And I also think that, like, she seemed more like she was, like, less like when he was like goofy and stuff, less like she was amused with him, and more like she was amusing him. You know?
Exactly. She was not. They didn't like have the same like not personality, because you don't need to have the same personality, but they didn't
the same sense of humor.
Yeah, like they didn't really vibe well.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't hate the character of Karen. Like,
no,
I liked
me neither.
Karen.
I really liked Karen.
I thought she was. Yeah, and I loved the fact, like, I wish that they would have kept, like, the little friendship with her and Pam going, and not made
not made them hate each other because of Pam's meltdown.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I mean, like, yeah, because, like, I feel like Karen they could have made Karen kind of understanding of it, like, annoyed, but, kind of like, I get it, you had to get some stuff out,
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe Pam just be like, hey, listen, like, I know that was kind of rude, but I really needed to say it, like, or something.
Yeah,
just, like, made them a little more mature about it, but instead they made it, like, a catty thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And they really didn't need to do that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, that was a relationship that was essentially destined to fail from the beginning, so, that wasn't super
she was literally just put in there as, like, a slight wrench to Jim and Pam.
Exactly. Something to make Pam sad.
Yeah, have to win him back or whatever, because he couldn't just come back from...
Yeah, and still be desperately pining for her.
Yeah, and then they're just, like, automatically together, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, we needed some drama in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Michael and Jan versus Michael and Holly.
Okay. Michael and Jan versus Michael and Holly. That's a huge difference.
Well, yeah, but what I was doing is I was just putting, like, the two main relationships.
Yeah. I just have a lot to say about... I have a lot of thoughts on the differences between those two.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't speak for you, but Michael and Holly, 1,000%.
Oh, absolutely.
Are the superior couple. I mean, I don't think anyone would ever say that they like Michael and Jan better, but, you know, you never know.
Right, of course. But, you know, we could still discuss the, you know, goods and bads.
Exactly.
Because I don't hate Jan.
No, I don't hate Jan either.
I will say... Oh, what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say she's a lot, but it does help also that Melora Hardin is just amazing.
She really is.
So, you know.
Oh my god, like, when they do the episode where they come on, like, the dinner party episode.
Uh-huh.
And she's, like, you know, supposed to be all, like, wine drunk and sloppy, and I've known those. I know those people. I've seen those people in real. That was so realistic.
Yeah, exactly. It was so realistic. She's she's flawless.
Yeah,
and
she
makes it impossible to hate Jan. Like, you can't. What? She's just...
Yeah. Well, she's, like, almost relatable.
Yeah, right. She's so funny.
She's who all of us would be if we were in the situation of dating Michael Scott and...
Right.
But the one problem I do have, though, with that whole thing is that Jan was, like, this smart, like, put-together businesswoman, you know, like, she stood her ground, you know, all that stuff. And then they made her, like, a sloppy mess because she was so in love with Michael Scott.
Yeah, exactly. They made her basically lose everything about herself for a guy.
Yeah, and that was kind of disappointing because Jan was kind of a badass, like, as a character.
Ready to go to the egg festival?
Yeah, just might plant these seeds and water them real quick.
Okay, I keep watering the ground instead of the cat, so that's cool.
Did you just... were you trying to water the cat?
Or I meant the cat dish, not the cat. But yeah, so Michael and Jan were definitely a interesting couple, to say the least. Like, literally, Jan dated Michael against her better judgment and almost against her will. Like...
Yeah, like she was, like, telling herself this is a bad idea, but just kept, like, couldn't control her urges, basically.
Yeah, like, she did not want to date him, but she did anyway.
It is, like, it's really... I feel like they do a decent job at that, where, like, you know, you can tell that they're, like, a horrible match, but at the same time you can tell that there are a lot of things about him that she, like, kind of admires.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's so, like, carefree and childish, and she's, like, so uptight, and she kind of has that thing where, like, she's like, I can just let loose with him, you know, he's not gonna judge me.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, she just... Yeah. So I did like that with them, and I thought that, like, the whole storyline with them was very interesting, the ups and downs and the way it all went, and just everything about it, how they ended up together, and...
Yeah, it was a good idea. Like, it was a good storyline to put in there.
Yes, I agree.
But, like, also that, and I will say, like, I know that she was, like, the put-together businesswoman, but at the same time, I will say that it's very believable that, like, such a put-together businesswoman would go through a divorce and kind of, like, start drinking and kind of crack and become kind of neurotic, you know, because she's trying to keep her shit together and keep, like, her type A personality there, but she's, you know, under a lot of stress, and it's well thought out.
Yeah, I agree. So then, is that everything about Jan and Michael? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Michael and Holly.
Michael and Holly, yeah.
From the minute she walks on that screen, she's perfect for Michael. I love her. I love her so much.
It's so funny because she's the female version of him, but, like, with so much more self-awareness.
Yes, she's so I love her. She's just perfect for Michael. She never, like, unlike everybody else who interacts with Michael, she never treats him like he's stupid. She never, like, acts like he's...
Yeah, because she gets it. Like, she gets his humor.
Exactly. She just is him. Like, she's him.
She's basically, like, all of the endearing things about him and none of the bad.
Exactly. and it's so sweet, and I absolutely love everything about them. And when she originally is like leaving the show, I remember being so sad and thinking that that was so awful. And so when, you know, when they eventually come back together, oh, it's like the best moment.
Yeah, and the fact that they had to the fact that they did the whole like company picnic thing where he could have like ruined it, but he almost was like self-aware enough in that moment to realize like I don't want to screw this up by being too impulsive. Like I need to be patient for this.
Exactly. Yeah, like he literally went against everything that was him. Like because he knew better.
Yeah, I think it's like he's like I can normally, you know, be impulsive, but there's too much of a risk here.
Yes. Hey, Gail, good job. Yeah, so I love them. I'm so glad that they ended up together and that he had kids with her.
I know.
Because he always wanted kids.
Although it's insane to me that he was only gone for like 2 seasons and he had like what sounded like 5 or 6 kids. Like the way it was.
I know. Like, how many did...
I'm sure it was only like 2 kids, but
yeah, but like he definitely
the way he was showing them off was
yeah.
It was
a proud dad probably and showing off
700 pictures of one child.
Pictures of them.
Yeah. What the heck? I can't go into my bed again. Or
so
my house again, I mean.
Of course, you know. Then we have.
I'll be in there in a minute.
Yeah, I love Michael and Holly beyond belief. They are genuinely my favorite ever.
Yep.
But so then we have Michael and Carol and Michael and Pam's mom. What's her name? Helene, yeah. The whole Carol storyline was funny.
Yeah,
like
it was.
That whole thing was just funny. Like the way it went, and it was whatever. It was obviously not a okay, level 4 farming. It was obviously not a relationship that was going to last, but the reason that they broke up was just truly hilarious because it was so impulsive and just shows that Michael immediately jumps into things so quickly.
Yeah. Well, and you know who the actress is, right?
Yeah, his wife.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure because, you know. Oh, whoa, I didn't mean to do that, but that was fun. Got a lot of coffee beans.
I do that all
yeah. Yeah, played by his wife, which I'm really happy that she was in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I liked it because, like, you know, he was really, really, really sweet to her, and clearly she found it, like, endearing how good he was with, you know, her kids and all that stuff. But then the fact that he was, like, so
overbearing. He was like
overbearing. Yeah,
we are family now. I will Photoshop myself over top of your ex-husband.
Like
pump the brakes, buddy. But I do feel like the relationship with Carol perfectly illustrated Michael's desperation to just have a family.
Yeah, like, he just wanted. He was like, this person has kids, and
yes, like Michael, even with The Office, like he considered that his family. Like that's why he always wanted everybody's like approval, and he wanted because Salem earlier was talking to me and asked me if I thought that Michael Scott was a narcissist, and I was like, absolutely not. Michael loves people far too hard. And
yeah, it's not that he's not obsessed with everybody loving him because he, you know, is obsessed with himself. It's because he wants.
Salem's point was that
connection.
Yeah, exactly. Salem's point was that Michael always wants the attention, whether it's somebody's birthday, whether it's a holiday. Michael always wants to be the focus. But, and that in our experience with, you know, Salem's father being a narcissist, every holiday got ruined because the attention was not on him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in Salem's mind, that's where his mind goes to. But for Michael Scott, it wasn't so much that he wanted all of the focus on him. He just wanted to be like the father of the group. He wanted all the credit.
Like, include him. And it was it was almost like if he wasn't insane and in your face, nobody really
Yes.
Gave him the time of day.
Exactly. Like, he just wanted everyone to say, thank you, Michael, you're the best.
Yeah.
But
not for himself, but for that human connection.
Because he wanted to feel like, he wanted to feel like that was his family and they were acknowledging that he was part of this group, because he could see all these people that had all these different connections and all these close friendships, and he just wanted that to be him as well.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's more Michael and I feel like the relationship with Carol perfectly illustrated that, because he just so desperately wanted a family.
Yeah, he really did.
But I thought that the one with Pam's mom was genuinely just the funniest. Pam's absolute freak out about it.
And it was not okay.
Oh my god, it was so great. Like, it was so wonderful. I just loved it. And I know that we probably aren't supposed to love it, but it was, well, we probably are actually, because it's funny.
Well, like, I also like the way that she thought, like, everybody thought that his, like, gift to her was so sweet, even though it was absolutely fucking ridiculous. But, like, the fact that he tried and then he was like, no, it's not that good.
Exactly.
Because he was like, no, don't do this now.
Right. Well, and I thought that it was great that, like, he was willing to, like, break up with her if Pam, like,
really wasn't okay with it.
Like you could tell that he genuinely cared about Pam.
Yeah.
So that was good as well. But yeah, I thought that whole thing was just such a funny situation.
Me too. And also, I did find it really sad how, like, Pam had that realization that, like, you know what, actually he's annoying and, like, kind of dumb, but he's also harmless, and I would like my mom to be somebody harmless.
Yes, he's not somebody
gets ruined.
Who's horrible and toxic, and then he turned around and dumped her on her birthday.
Was toxic. Yeah.
Which, he wasn't toxic on purpose, but he kind of was.
I mean, that was bad.
It was so bad, but it was
because of her age, when she really isn't even that much older
than him.
No,
he's just so shallow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so next up we have Angela and Dwight versus Angela and Andy.
Well, Angela and Dwight.
Yeah, obviously Angela and Dwight are, like, the couple there.
Yeah.
But the whole Angela and Andy thing was just so funny.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was just so, like, it wasn't even really a relationship. Like, she wasn't even really with him to be with him. She was with him just to piss off Dwight.
Yeah, she was with him because, well, and, like, I love that part where, like, Dwight's looking for, like, comfort and trying to, like, you know, he kind of ends up going to Phyllis, and Phyllis is like, Angela's not really a risk taker and Andy's not really a risk.
Yep, exactly.
I'm like, that is perfect. Like,
yes, that is, like, a flawless description of their relationship.
Yeah. Like, he's gonna, and, like, you know, he's not gonna give, like, Angela put up with, you know, Dwight basically using his own, like, judgment and his own personality to do something that was horrible to her, but, like, yes, you know, perfectly acceptable and, like, rational to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, with Andy, like, he's a yes man. He's not gonna do anything at all that she doesn't say, like, yeah, do that.
Yeah, exactly. And she thought that that's what she wanted, but
then she realized how freaking annoying it was.
Exactly. And her and Dwight were just, like, a perfect match for each other.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and, like, you can see, too, that, like, Angela's, like, so mean to him because she's waiting for him to, like, have a personality and stand up for himself and do something about it, and he just never does.
Punch a wall or
something.
Like,
oh, yeah, like, what happened to that, Andy?
Yeah, exactly. She wants an alpha male, essentially.
Yeah, which, ew, but also...
I know, disgusting, but also very Angela.
Yeah, I mean, she's the one that, was excited because men would fight over her. You know,
yeah, the duel.
Yeah.
And then she ended up getting dumped by both of them anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah, that whole thing, like the whole Angela and Dwight relationship is just so funny. And like it's so sweet at times.
It is.
But it's also just so like, what the fuck? You know? Like, oh my, okay.
And like, the funny thing too is like, Angela's like this uptight religious person, and Dwight is like this like fantasy lore loving, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like they would not seem like they would be a couple that would mesh at all.
No,
and
but she like loves like his. She loves that stuff. Like,
yeah, and she like. It's not even like she tolerates it. She literally like encourages it. Like she feeds
like
into
she finds it adorable. And,
like she fully supports all of it.
And also I feel like throughout the show, I feel like Angela isn't actually as religious as she makes herself seem. It's just more of like a cover for like, I want to judge you, so this is the excuse I'm using.
Yep.
Because, you know, throughout the show she gets less and less like, you know, religion, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And then we have, of course, Angela and Senator Lipton.
Yep.
That storyline is so funny because he's so gay and so sleeping with Oscar.
And nobody really seems to care. Like, Angela's like kind of annoyed with Oscar doing that, but like also it's just kind of like, okay, whatever, but like just don't tell anybody. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, she's literally sleeping with Dwight, so what, you know?
Yeah.
What does she?
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure that's like the whole thing is she's like, I don't really like him anyways. I just kind of like the status of it.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, I like to
as
say
long
that
as
I'm
I can
married
keep
to
that,
the senator.
Yeah, as long as I can keep that, do whatever the heck you want. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's so funny, but it is interesting how when he like comes out on television and dumps her, she kind of has that like downward spiral, and
yeah,
then you know,
she ends up living with Oscar, and
I know, which is so funny. Like, really?
Yeah,
it's just so funny how like little she cares about the fact that he had an entire affair with her husband.
Yep.
So yeah, that's an interesting arc for Angela when she's just an absolute mess, and like a single mother when she was like so judgmental of everyone for everything. Well,
and that's like the same thing with Jan is you watch all of the like type A's who like want like judge everybody and want everything to be their way and perfect and this and that just kind of collapse under the weight of their own issues.
Yes.
They really like to do that to their characters.
I know, it's really funny. And then we have Ryan and Kelly.
Yeah, Ryan and Kelly are the best toxic couple that.
Yes, like, that's literally what I wrote down. Is they are the best thing ever, and you love to hate them.
Yeah.
Like, they are just the best and worst, and I genuinely cannot believe that at the end of the series they had them just run off together.
Oh my god, and just completely abandon Ryan's baby.
I know! Like...
Oh, but I hate that Nellie took the baby because I hate Nellie.
Yes. Yeah, I did not love that. I did not love that at all.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, that's coming up as the people that we couldn't stand on the show.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Yeah.
There's an early reveal.
Yeah, some of the people. I did leave a few people off just because there's so many like bit characters that come and go.
Yeah.
But you know, you can mention anybody you want when we get to that part. Yeah, but like obviously Ryan and Kelly they don't belong together, but they end up together anyway.
Yeah, they're terrible. Well, they're too much alike.
Yeah, they're horrible people. Well,
they need people that
I
like
wouldn't even say Kelly's a horrible person, but Ryan sure is.
Ryan's terrible. Ryan
he's like the worst.
Awful. Ryan is that guy who's just literally never gonna grow up.
Yeah, and he just gets douchier and douchier as time goes on.
Yeah.
And then we have Kelly and Daryl, which, you know.
I think Daryl was a great balance for Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, me too. They were a great couple, but they were not really. They were kind of a plot device.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know.
And the way that they made Daryl just absolutely not take that relationship seriously at all.
Exactly. It was so funny.
It was just like, yeah, you're a little too crazy for me, but I hope you have a great life.
Exactly. Yeah, it was very, very funny. And then we have Andy and Aaron versus Aaron and Gabe.
Ew.
Yep.
I guess Andy and Aaron, because they were at least cute for a little while.
Yeah, I'm just not that big of a fan of
Aaron?
That. Yeah, I mean,
I thought Aaron was kind of bland.
Yeah, Salem was very offended when I said that, but I didn't really care that much about that whole.
It's thing. Just like, I thought that Aaron was like, she was like cute, like, you know,
she was very cute and sweet, but I didn't really care that much about.
I just don't feel like she added that much to the story. Like she could have, all of her storylines could have not been there, and it wouldn't have changed the show in the slightest.
Exactly. It's just not, I don't know. I just didn't really care that much about the whole situation, and I didn't really care about. I absolutely
adored her and Kenny Schmidt.
Yeah, she is a sweetheart. I've got to turn on my fan. I really hope that this does not change the volume, and I hope that I can talk loud enough and you can still hear me in this video.
I have never had a...
No, not you. Like the video. My volume is always so much quieter when I turn on the fan, but I am dying right now. It is so hot in here. Okay, so any other relationships you can think of that I forgot about that we need to talk about? Because that's all that I have written down, and I could not think if there was anybody important that we needed to touch on.
Let me think. Okay, so there was... Okay, I gotta find a leak. I mean, I don't think so. I think that was all of the, like, important couples. Let's see.
I mean, there's Phyllis and Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration, but, you know.
Well, yeah.
We don't really see a whole lot of that couple.
No. They're just kind of like the fun old couple that, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of any other couples, no. Not that, like, really have, like, a really important part in the show at all.
Yeah. I will say when Phyllis steals Pam's entire wedding and then is just very, like, oh, excuse me, did you want credit for it?
Yeah.
So funny.
Dude, Phyllis, we have to, okay, are we going to talk about all of the characters?
Yes.
Like, the main characters? Okay, cool, because I definitely have things to say about them, too.
Yeah, I actually just have everybody written down, and I just figured we would go down the list and talk about each character.
Okay, cool, perfect.
So, that was actually my next thing. So, Jim is the first one on the list.
All right. Well, how do you feel about Jim?
I love Jim. I think Jim is very funny. His sense of humor is very, like, on par with what I like. I love his pranks. I didn't love...
Who's Pierre?
Pierre is the guy that runs the store.
General store. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Pierre's general store. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was just gonna say that I.
You didn't really like.
I can't remember where I was going with that. What I didn't love. Oh, I didn't love the last season. Like the storyline with. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but like. I don't know.
He was bound to have a flaw eventually, though.
Well, I mean, yeah. And I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, well, it was kind of out of character.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't all that thrilled. But, I mean, it's not like it was awful. And, you know, they all had a happy ending, so it was fine. But it just, yeah, it felt very out of character. Now, what's your opinion on Jim?
I really, really like Jim. I thought that okay. So my least favorite thing in the whole world is an aggressive guy. Like, I don't like aggression. I don't like angry. I don't like a short fuse on a guy where he's gonna like, I'm gonna go kick that guy's ass kind of thing. Like, yeah. I hate it. So the fact that Jim is so the opposite of that, like,
Yes.
he's really patient, he's really calm, he's not, like, easily offended and triggered and, like,
Right.
I'm gonna go
Super
kick that guy's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I like that, and I like that I love that about him, and the fact that he puts up everything, or he puts up with everything with a sense of humor.
Yes.
And even, like, the more, like, unpleasant things, he always seems like he's trying to have a sense of humor about it. And I think that that's just the sweetest, most endearing thing. And the fact that, like, he can see when, like, Pam's not feeling good about something, and he, like, makes it a point to try and make her laugh, or, like, cheer her up in whatever way. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Jim.
Me too. I really like Jim a lot. He's probably one of my favorite characters on the entire show.
Yes, and I also love John Krasinski, and I think that he is...
That probably helps, too, that John Krasinski is amazing.
Well, and he just, he's not quite as, like, I mean, he doesn't have people writing his, personality for him, but he, in a lot of ways, he seems like he's a lot like Jim. Like, with, like,
I agree.
Like, upbeat, like, happy, trying to be positive spirit, and, like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. So yeah, there's Jim. And then, I don't know why I have Pam so low on the list, but I do. Next I have Michael.
Okay, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I love Michael Scott. Like, I know that in the first season they kind of try to make him be, like, a little more of a slime ball, and, like, but later on, Michael, he's so sweet, and he just so desperately wants to be loved and have a family and be, it's just, I just want to give Michael a hug. I want to give little Michael especially. Every single time they show, like, flashbacks of little Michael, I just want to go hug him and tell him, it's okay, Michael.
And you know what? They like, are so, like, they pointed out a few times, but, like, you have to kind of think to make the connection between the fact that, like, his mom remarried and he felt like he wasn't really a part of his family so much anymore, and
exactly.
Like, he clearly wasn't treated, like, as great, like, that great by his stepfather, and yeah, it's really sad. And
exactly.
I mean, like, yeah, because so most of the time I don't excuse people's bad behavior or, like, racism or, like, terrible things that they do with, like, well, they just never, learn better, or they were just, in their life, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't normally like to excuse those kinds of things, because by the time you're an adult, you should, like, teach yourself and, like, learn and know better.
Yeah, you can unlearn those things.
But, like, I feel like Michael is just so, like, mentally
stunted.
Yeah, like, he just, he's not being malicious in any way. He's just dumb.
Exactly. That's the thing, is, like, Michael is ignorant, like, but not willfully, not intentionally. He's
yeah, like, he's trying, and he has, like, good intentions, and he really, really loves people. He just doesn't. Yes. He's really socially inept.
Yes, and when somebody points out that Michael is doing something messed up, he bends over backwards to try to make it up to them and make them love him again.
Yeah, and he feels terrible about it, and, like, it's very clear that,
Yeah, that he just desperately wants love.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe Michael was, like, the class clown in middle school, and he found what made people laugh back then, and he hasn't grown out of it,
Yes.
So, like, to him, he's like, this is still funny, right? Like, these are the things that were funny 20 years ago, they're still funny, right? Like, that kind of a thing.
Yep, exactly.
Because that's the time in his life when people laughed at his jokes when he was in middle school, so he just kept that up.
Yep. Yeah, that pretty much exactly describes Michael Scott. Okay.
And then, since people find him so immature and annoying, nobody has gotten really to take the time to teach him, and so that's why you kind of see his progression throughout the show because people are actually taking the time to teach him, so he gets better.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on my list, I don't know why I put these people in this particular order. Andy.
Okay, Andy.
I mean, I love Andy, but I think that's mostly because I love, oh my god.
Oh no.
What? Why did I just completely blank on his name?
Ed Helms.
Yes, Ed Helms. So much. Like, I love Ed Helms. I think he does such a good job of just being, like, Andy is just so stupid, like, so ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
he's such a yes man, and he's, like, got the strategy to make, people, but it works on Michael at first.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not wrong with his strategy. It's just, it's just so funny. Like, obviously, Andy's one of those characters where you're like, oh god, I hate this guy, but you also love him because he's so terrible.
Because he's amusing. Like,
exactly.
He's just fun to watch self-destruct.
Yes, and I love, like, the, like, what's the word for it? The, why can't I think of the word right now? The rivalry between him and, Dwight. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's just so funny.
And, like, their, like, weird, like, love-hate relationship that they have with each other the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like... Well, and the thing, too, is, in a lot of ways, Andy's likability comes from the same thing that Michael's does. Not that he's, like, endearing and sweet and kind like Michael is, but the fact that he's really dumb, and he thinks that he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
And so then when you see him, like, like everything getting messed up for him, and he's so, like, confused by it and doesn't understand what went wrong, like, you almost want to, like, be like, oh, you poor thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. Oh,
you really tried.
Yeah, exactly. You really tried. So, yeah, I feel like Andy is very, he's very, very interesting.
Well, and then there's also that thing where, like, I feel so bad for him when he's, like, so excited about the wedding and, like, putting down all these deposits and just trying so hard to please Angela, and she's just like, nope.
She just does not care even mildly.
No.
But I mean,
and then he's just like, okay.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing, like, if somebody proposes, or if you propose to someone and they're just kind of like, okay, like,
yeah, they're like,
maybe
sure.
you should think twice about that.
But then Andy's the same way. He just wants so badly to just have a wife, and
yeah,
like, and I think it's also the same thing. Andy was kind of like the outcast in his family, and, like, he wasn't as loved as his brother, and yeah,
he definitely has a deep need for love. But then when he has Erin, he just kind of takes off on her.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, Erin is next on my list, which I know we already kind of talked about her, but I mean, she was alright. Like, I didn't hate her or anything.
She wasn't an unlikable character.
Yeah, exactly. She was sweet and all, but she was just kind of like,
meh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If she wasn't on the show, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Like, yeah, her storylines were just, every single storyline of hers was just kind of a filler.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, I will say, at the end, in the last episode, when, like, she finds her parents and they're in the audience, I cried.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, there were parts of Erin that were just amazing. Like, Erin as a character was great. She was so sweet. She was funny.
And she did give that thing to Michael where, like, he wanted somebody who wanted him as a family, and Erin needed a father figure.
She desperately needed that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that part was super, super, super sweet. Like, there was a lot of parts with Erin that were just really, really sweet. I just, I didn't
she
care
just
as
wasn't...
much about her relationships, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't invested in
Yeah,
them.
like, she was fine to have around, but her relationships were all just kind of like... They didn't feel that real.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, you know, she was very, very sweet. And obviously I love the actress. So, you know.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely love Sally Kemper.
Yeah, exactly. She's so sweet. Although I have not seen her other show that she's in, but I do have it on my list. And what's funny is the Kimmy Schmidt. I put that show on my list while I was watching The Office because I just love her so much.
Oh, yep.
So, you know.
See, obviously you don't completely dislike the character of Erin.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't dislike the character of Erin. I just, you know? Like,
yeah, she wasn't fully necessary for the show to work.
Hardwood slime is what I
but also, she, Kimmy Schmidt, by the way, it's such an absurd show. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, but I love it so much. So...
Why did I just do that?
Who is next on the list?
Sorry, I'm yelling at myself. Oscar.
Oh, Oscar. I like Oscar.
Yeah, I like Oscar. Oscar, you know, granted, he totally has an affair with Angela's husband, but...
Yeah, but Angela's really also garbage to him
and
for a long time.
Yeah, and Angela is having her own affair.
Yeah, that everybody knows about.
Yeah, and, you know.
Like, everybody knows how much Angela cheated on cheated on Andy, and that she's cheating on the senator, and...
Yeah, and it's just...
Yeah.
Nobody really cares all that much.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think it's perfect.
Plus, they all know that it's more of a status relationship than a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're already watering this. What am I doing?
No, on autopilot.
I don't even know what to do right now.
Yeah, I've been kind of struggling with that, too, because I know we need to update our pickaxe, and I know eventually we need to get, like, a barn and stuff, but we need the money. I'm just trying to earn... What?
Or actually, I need to check and see if any of our fish can go in the bundles, and if they can, I'll put them in there. If they can't, then I'm going to sell them.
Okay. And also, what is this? One of our eggs has a purple star.
Oh, that just means that it's high quality. Save that one.
Okay.
Because eventually when we have to show off our stuff, that can be one of the things that we show off.
Perfect.
And actually, some of these fish are high quality, too. I wonder if I should save those.
Yeah, I'm not getting rid of anything that has, like, gold stars or anything.
The purple stars are the best.
Do we need pine cones? Oh, we can plant a pine tree.
Let's see.
Do we need any pine trees?
One of these. And this. Although...
I'm gonna have to give somebody hardwood.
Somebody... I don't know. I have to check and see.
Oh, Robin.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give Robin some hardwood.
How much did she ask for?
I think 10 pieces.
Perfect. Yeah, Oscar, you know, I think Oscar's a funny character. You know, he doesn't really have, like, really major storylines.
No, he's kind of one of those people that's just like the straight man for all of the that's funny, straight man. For all of the like nonsense, you know, because like there has to be a few people who are just kind of normal.
Yep, yeah, that is true. Yeah, he's just kind of, you know, aside from the whole...
Where did I find Robin?
Robin is where we like build buildings and stuff. The carpentry.
Oh. Wait, so like down like where the animals are?
Nope.
Where am I thinking of?
Right above the
community center?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay. Clearly I haven't gotten this map down like at all.
Yeah, right, if you come right here, go up here.
Do you want to give Robin hardwood too, or have you already done that?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. No, I have not. Or have I done that? I don't know if I
don't know. check
Can
your
you
things.
give me 10 pieces of hardwood?
Yeah.
And I'll see
Hold
if
on.
I need to or not.
But yeah, so, who are we? Oh, Oscar, yeah. Oscar's pretty.
Yeah, Oscar's alright.
Oscar's a good character.
Yeah, and then next we have Ryan.
Ryan.
I mean, obviously the show would not be the show without Ryan. He's necessary.
Yeah.
And
I absolutely love that he gave himself that character because he's one of the writers on the show, one of the creators of the show.
And so I love him, but I also hate him. He's such a douchebag.
He really is. And he starts out, you think that he's going to be like the normal one. Like, you think that he's going to be like, oh, what is his name in Waiting? The one who, like, observes all of the madness and then eventually goes off at the end. What is his name?
In what?
Waiting?
I don't know what Waiting is.
You've never seen the movie Waiting?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, Robin's not even in here. Where the heck is Robin at?
I don't know. I'm really upset that you haven't seen Waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway. I feel like, I always felt like Ryan was going to be kind of like the straight man of the show, where, like, but no, he ends up completely off the rails with the rest of them.
Yeah, and oh my gosh. He's just, okay, well, I guess Robin's not here.
Oh, we'll find Robin, and I also have to give somebody else a leak. Is that what this is? Yep. So who do I have to give this leak to?
Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Where did you find a leak? I need to give her a leak, too.
On the ground.
Oh gosh, I wonder if I can find one. I'll go look around. Do you know where Evelyn is?
Maybe. No, I don't.
Do you want me to show you real quick?
Sure.
Alright, where are you?
I'll tell you if I spot another leak. I'm coming down here by the community center. Hello.
I hear you coming. So up next we have, in here. Unless that's the mayor's house.
I don't know, we'll see.
Oh yeah, no, Evelyn should be in here somewhere. Oh, God.
Oh, my bad. Sorry for peeking.
Okay, well, she's not home right now, so she might be over by the little garden area. That's where she sometimes hangs out. Come here.
Evelyn and Robin. Is this her down here? Is she like an older lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's where. Make sure you give her the leek, not the wood. Yeah, so up next we have Angela.
Let me if you find Robin. Okay. Oh, Angela.
I love Angela. I mean, obviously.
Is this Robin down here?
Where?
No.
Angela, or no, that's
Elliot.
That's Elliot. Robin has red hair and wears yellow.
Elliot has red hair.
He does not. Don't ever say that again. He's my husband and my switch one, and I hate redheads.
I'm sure any redheads that might listen to this love that.
Oh, I meant I love redheads. No, I don't love them, and I've never been shy about that. I'm kidding, by the way, people. But, oh yeah, Angela. I love Angela. Angela is just, she's Angela.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I love Angela, but if I knew Angela in person, I would hate Angela.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I love Angela because she's Angela, but I wouldn't love Angela
if she were somebody who actually had to deal with her.
Like, well, and it doesn't help that I love Angela Kinsey. Like, I love her so much.
I love Angela.
Like, I probably love the character.
Very much not her character.
Exactly. I probably love the character of Angela more than I would if I didn't watch the podcast and hear, you know.
When you hear her explain Angela and, like, the love she has for that character and...
Exactly. It kind of makes you love her against your will, almost.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I get it. If Angela loves her, I love her too.
Yep, exactly. And then we have Pam.
How are you?
Me? I'm just over here fishing.
No, I was talking to Robin.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where Robin is. Next we have Pam.
Yep.
I love Pam.
I love Pam too.
I love Pam. I love her and Michael's relationship.
Yeah.
I love Pam. I just think she's great. She's got such a great sense of humor. She's just so funny. She's so fun.
And she's like so, like, she's not like a people pleaser. Like, she's not like obnoxiously like, you know, yes ma'am, yes sir, you know, like that. But she also is just so like, she's so like unassuming, and she's like really subtle about like her, you know, like she's not gonna like get in anybody's face or anything. She's just kind of like, okay, yeah, like when people annoy her, she's just kind of like, she like rolls her eyes and like brushes it off. And
exactly,
but
she doesn't let it get
like,
under her skin.
Yeah, but then at the same time, like eventually when she learns to stand up for herself, she's like, she's really straightforward about it, but again, not like aggressive or like,
yeah, she's not, she knows how to stand up for herself without being rude or without
she's
being
really
like,
balanced and really mature.
yes, and it's very nice to see.
And at the same time also like, she doesn't like, when it comes to the whole like Roy and Jim thing, she is very faithful, and like she like, but like, you know, you can tell that like she's trying to stick with this relationship because this relationship is what she knows and it's where she's comfortable, and you know, she's trying to stick it out. And you know, you feel really bad for her because you're like, man, you can do better, you deserve better, but you also see that like,
Yeah, that's what I like, is when Jim kisses her, she's not just like, oh yeah, let's go. She's like, what is wrong with you? I'm engaged.
she's like, this isn't okay. Like, I understand that these feelings are here, but there's a reason nothing's happened before. I have a fiance. You know,
yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, yes, we have our little workplace flirtation, but like, this is not something I planned on acting on. What are you doing? Why would you just ruin our friendship, basically?
yeah, exactly. Because
like
she's like,
she's borderline mad at him for it. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because like, you know, it was always an unspoken thing, and I think she was also comfortable with that. You know, like,
yeah, which it's kind of good that that happened because it kind of pulled her out of that comfort zone, because she probably would have never.
She would have been miserable with
She
Roy.
would have gotten married to Roy and popped out a few babies and had a very mediocre life where she was never fully happy.
Yep, never fully felt supported.
Yep, exactly. And she would have done it just because.
Because that's what you do when you are in a relationship, then that's just how it goes.
Yep, that's what she felt like she was supposed to do. So it's good that, you know, that Jim knocked her out of her comfort zone, but, you know, it's also good that she always stuck to her.
Yeah, she stuck to, like, her morals, and she wasn't just going to be like, oh yeah, let's sneak off to the break room and, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, no matter how shitty Roy was to her, she always made sure, like, she loved him still. Like, you know, they had a connection, and she made sure that she never took it too far.
Yeah, that was very good. I always like that. Okay, up next is Phyllis.
Phyllis, I love Phyllis.
Me too. How can you not love Phyllis, really? Phyllis is so funny.
She's such an unassuming bitch. Like,
I know, she really is. She's like so like petty and like snarky sometimes, and it's just so funny.
But, like,
and you don't expect it from her.
Way.
Yes, like she's somebody who's gonna say bless your heart.
Yeah, like she'll have like a big smile on her face while telling you that you're like, you know.
Yeah, telling you to fuck off, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just don't, just when you're answering phones, make sure you're not assigning them to whoever you're sleeping with that week. You know, like, with a big smile on her face.
Like, oh my gosh. I swear, it's so funny.
I love it because Phyllis is what all of us want to be. Like, we want to be able to just smile and say whatever we're feeling, and...
Exactly. And she just does it. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Yep, Phyllis is my hero.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, I think we have a leek right here, Tony.
Oh, really?
I think we grew one.
Shit. Okay.
Oops, that's a parsnip. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
It looked like a leek.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, leeks are foraged, so I don't think you'll find one in the garden.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But I do have to go put the parsnip in our
for
thing.
one.
The parsnip goes in the bundle.
Oh, does it? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go sell these fish to Gus.
Okay.
And then we can go give Robin the hardwood. And if I come across a leek, I'll give it to Evelyn.
Okay, if I come across one, I'll grab it for you and give it to you.
Okay, and I gotta move to my next page. We've got Meredith next. Obviously, I love Meredith.
I love Meredith. I think that Meredith is gross, but I love her.
Yeah, she's so, like, trashy and disgusting, but she's so funny.
Yeah.
I love her.
We need a green bean. Are we growing green beans?
No, I don't think so.
Dang it. Yeah, Meredith is...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say that Meredith is, she is... What is the word I'm looking for? She is that, like, lack of inhibition that, like, I think some of the other people there kind of need. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Sometimes, like, she's kind of, like, all of the other people kind of hold stuff in, and she just kind of is, I really truly don't give a fuck what any of you think.
Yep, exactly.
And I admire that about her.
Me too.
Oh, nice.
Kevin is next.
Oh, I found a leek for you.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'll be right there to get it from you. I'm just selling fish.
Okay. Kevin? Oh, I think Kevin's adorable.
Yeah, Kevin is adorable, and I like the fact that Kevin occasionally just, like, makes totally off-the-cuff comments where you're like, hold up, what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I really like them. And there have been these, like, there are those theories online that, like, Kevin is secretly a genius.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Because he makes the comment about, like, how he's been embezzling from the company for years.
Exactly. Do you want to meet over by Robin's, and then you can give me the leek and we can go give her the wood?
Oh, yep. And, like, he's the, like, World Series winner at poker and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, those, like, off-the-cuff things where you're like, oh, okay, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. He's like a low-key, like, complex character.
Yeah, exactly.
Who they kind of try to play off as, like, just really dumb and, like, comical, but he's not.
Okay, I must have already given Robin wood because I just only gave her one piece and she thanked me for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go give her some wood.
Okay.
And oh yeah, I'm not up high enough yet.
Yeah, Kevin I feel like is very, like, underrated almost.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Okay, here's your leek. I'll give this to you.
Thank you. Alright, now you give Robin
What do you think
wood.
of when I say leek?
My nickname?
Yeah. When I keep saying, here's your leek, it always makes me laugh.
Yeah. Well, and that's how Heather spelled it, too, like the vegetable.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong one. Up next, we have Creed.
Creed? I like Creed.
I love Creed. Creed is genuinely, like, oh my gosh. I love Creed so much.
Creed is weird in just the most unsettling way, and it's fabulous.
Yes, exactly. Creed is genuinely one of the best. Oh, I love him so much.
Do you think that he's... are we going to do...
We're going to get to that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to get to that. That was actually after I showed Salem my list and was like, can you think of anything I forgot? Salem was like, hello?
Yeah.
So... Okay, so yeah, Creed's just funny. Like, I love the things. Creed's another one of those where just off-the-cuff remarks all the time, and you're just like, all right, Creed.
Yeah. Oh, and then how they just kind of throw his musical talent in there.
Yes.
Because of Creed actually being in the band.
Yeah, exactly. Because of Creed actually, and just like,
well,
oh,
and
it's so funny.
And the fact that he has the exact same name as the actor, like, it's supposed to be like an alternative him. Like,
yeah, exactly. He's just like, no, I'm just gonna be me. Oops.
I'm just gonna be a really, really weird version of myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that Creed and Angela live right next to each other?
I did. They talk about it constantly in the podcast.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot you. I keep forgetting you listen to the podcast too.
Yep.
Yep. They live next to each other and they hang out and have tea and chat all the time.
Yep.
Which, imagine how old Creed must be now.
Yeah, I also follow him on TikTok. So.
Oh, do you? I didn't even know he was on TikTok.
He has a TikTok and he is amazing on there.
oh my god, I need to go follow him.
Oh, you need to watch some of his TikToks too, because you're gonna be like, what? Because he definitely brings up something that we're gonna talk about.
Oh, that's exciting.
But Dwight. Dwight is next.
I love Dwight also.
I love Dwight. Dwight is one of the best characters on the whole show. Like, Dwight is just amazing. And like, why can I not remember any actor's name in my entire life?
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson, thank you. Oh my gosh. Rainn Wilson's comedic timing is flawless.
Perfect. It is so good. Oh my gosh. I actually watched a thing the other day that was the chemistry test between Rainn Wilson and John Krasinski. And John was talking about it, and he's like, it worked because I was getting annoyed and frustrated through the whole thing. I was like, this guy is annoying.
Yep, and that's perfect. It's so funny. Yeah, I absolutely love Rainn Wilson, and I absolutely love just Dwight is just amazing.
And like, he's not even. It's so. Like, obviously you find him annoying and you find him, like, irritating and you're like, oh my god, stop, because he's so condescending, but also dumb at the same time.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, he's so innocent sometimes. Like, when Michael's trying to do the, what's up dog joke on him.
Yes.
And he's like, how are you doing today? And he's like, good, how are you? And he's just, like, so genuinely happy that Michael asked, and you're like, oh.
I know, and you're like, oh, Dwight.
Yeah.
I know, it's so sweet.
He's adorable.
I know. I love Dwight. And next, Stanley.
I like Stanley.
Yeah,
I like Stanley. But
Stanley's literally just like the typical grumpy guy.
Yeah, and then the fact that they throw in that, like, he's having an affair.
I know, just like out of nowhere.
Like, what?
Yeah, they're just like, it's just so casual.
But it's like funny because it seems so out of character for him, because he's just like this, like, whatever. You know,
yeah,
like,
but then we also get almost nothing about Stanley. Like, we get virtually no backstory except for the occasional thing that he says where you're like, oh, okay, Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's very, very funny.
And the fact that he's such a perfect foil for Michael, because Michael wants so badly to have people think he's funny and be, like, amused by him, and Stanley literally just
never reacts to him.
Like, does not find him even the slightest bit amusing and will not even pretend ever.
Exactly. That's my favorite thing with Stanley is, like, there'll be all this stuff going on and you'll look at him and he'll just be sitting there looking so bored.
Yeah. He's like, I do not want to be a part of this. I'm not going to abuse you. Don't even fucking try it.
He's that guy that everybody knows at work that just goes there, does his job, and goes home and wants no friendship, wants no banter, wants nothing to do with anything except for just, if there's donuts in the break room, give him one. Other than that, he's going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
which if they didn't have a Stanley in the office, then it wouldn't be realistic.
Exactly. Okay. The next one is Toby. And I am sorry, but I love Toby.
I feel bad for Toby.
Love Toby.
I know you do.
I love him.
We've actually had this discussion before.
Yep, we have. Which is why I wrote down, I'm sorry, but I love Toby. Because I know that you are more on the Michael side of things.
No, not though. Because I feel really bad for Toby, and I wish that people would just give Toby a break. But at the same time, I find him creepy a little bit.
Super creepy when it comes to Pam.
Yeah,
like, I find him absolute creep.
I find him kind of creepy, but at the same time, like, I get it. He just has a crush, and you know, if it were, you know, when it's Jim pining over her, it's not creepy. But when it's Toby, it's creepy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So like, I feel a little bad for him, especially since in that one episode she says Toby's cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, actually, in 2 episodes she says that.
Yeah.
And like, so it's like, oh, Toby could have gotten his chance if he just had a little more confidence, but Michael beats him down every day.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that Toby is so funny.
Yeah, I do find him funny. Like, I find him so
unintentionally funny.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like he's just like the way he is with Michael, like Michael can say literally anything to him and he's just like, really, Michael?
Yeah, he's just like Michael, which is like that.
Yeah,
like
he's just
exasperating,
always
like,
so
oh.
exasperated. Yes, he's like, okay, Michael, like we've been through this. Like, and what's really funny is when Michael tells him that shit's not his job, and he's like, Michael, I'm HR. It's actually my job. And it's just so funny. He's like, well, who are you to tell me? And he's like, I'm head of HR. I'm like, oh, you hired me. Like, you know who I am.
Yeah, and like, well, and also like, when he, oh, hold on one second. Okay. Also, like, just those few moments where like you actually see, like, them get along, and like you have all this hope, and you're like, oh, maybe they're gonna finally form a friendship, and then it just doesn't happen, and it's like.
And I mean, I feel like it wouldn't have been as funny if Michael would have eventually like given in.
But I like that they threw like those little bits of like those little moments where he almost gets the friendship, and then because it's almost like Toby really wants to just be friends with Michael.
Yeah,
and nobody else does.
I know, it's so funny because Toby probably could have been what Michael wanted everybody else to be, but Michael hates him so much.
Yeah, and it's so weird.
Okay, who am I forgetting? Like, for important characters. There's David Wallace.
Did you say Kelly?
Oh my god, I didn't even write down Kelly. Yeah. What is wrong with me? I love Kelly. I love Kelly
too.
And I'm sure that it's because I love Mindy Kaling so much, but like...
Yeah. Well, and I like, you know, Kelly is self-absorbed and super immature and really annoying, but she is that person who, like, if I worked there, I would sit and gossip and chat with Kelly all day long.
I would be her best friend.
Yeah, because she's like, she just wants to talk, and like, I love people that are chatty. I'm like,
yes.
I'm that person who I just want to sit and chat with people. Like,
and she's just so like chipper and like.
Yeah, and I truly don't get those like people who say that they like go to the park with their kids and they just don't want anyone to look at them or interact with them, and if you try to talk to them, they're going to be annoyed. Like, who on you? Like, what the hell? What that doesn't sound like cool to me. Like, why are you so bitter? And like, if it's like because you have social anxiety, okay, whatever. But if you just really hate people and just don't want to interact with people, like, that's sad for you.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't love people and I don't always want to interact with people, but I always will interact with people.
Well, and like, I'm not always like in the mood to like go up and approach people and like.
Oh, I'm never gonna approach them. But if they approach me, I will talk to them.
That's the thing, is I like people who are friendly. I like people who want to chat with you and tell you about their life. And,
there's this one person at the kids' therapy office who every single time she happens to be in there at the same time as me, she recognizes me because of my purse. And she just sits down and tells me her whole life story and everything going on in her world. And every single time, Vivian is like, is that your friend? And I'm like, I don't even know her, sweetie. But she wants to talk to me and I'm not a dick, so.
Yeah, and like, I'm like, that's the thing is like, I mean, maybe I'm not like, maybe I don't want to be your best friend, but if somebody wants to like, if somebody's feeling outgoing and they want to like chat with me, why would I not like that? Like, that's good for you. You want to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So, yeah, that's Kelly. Like, she's very... Like, it kind of makes me sad. Although Kelly doesn't really seem like the type who cares if she doesn't have a best friend at the office, but
no,
I still, like, always feel kind of bad that, like, nobody really, like, entertains her chattiness.
No, they don't, and it makes me sad for her, and I would be her friend.
Me too, 100%. Okay.
And if she was snotty to me, I'd be snotty right back, and I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Exactly. Now, who else is a major character that I'm forgetting? We've got David Wallace, who is funny, and you know, because I think we're out of major characters now. We can just do like the occasional characters.
Yeah.
So there's David Wallace, who's an occasional character.
I mean, there's Jan, but we kind of already talked about her.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's Jan. We love Jan. Well, I love Melora Hardin.
Yeah.
And that makes me love Jan.
I love what she does with Jan.
Yeah, exactly. Jan is just funny. She's a great character. Like, I love the character of Jan, even if I don't love Jan, you know? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and David Wallace is in there occasionally, and he's, you know, just whatever. He's, you know, exasperated with Michael all the time, and he makes for some funny scenes.
And he's so sweet to Michael.
Mm-hmm, yeah, exactly. He is. He very much, like...
He doesn't take Michael seriously in a lot of ways, and he knows that he kind of is a mess, but he also knows that he got his job for a reason.
Exactly, and that Scranton is the branch that is doing the best out of all of them, so clearly there's a reason.
Yeah, and like the part where they're talking about, like, was Michael ever like an actual contender for the job, and he's like, he's a really nice guy, and you know, they're like, that's not what we asked, and he's like, no, he was never actually a contender, but then Michael just really appreciates that he said he was a nice guy, and he's
right,
like, I think
exactly.
You're a nice guy too.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I love it.
Their relationship is really sweet.
Yes, it is. And then, yeah, there's Nellie. I
hate her.
I do not like her at all.
No. There's nothing about her that I even find, like...
I hated the fact that after Steve Carell left, they had to, like, filter in...
Throw in a bunch of characters.
Yeah, like, there's, what's his name? Robert
California?
Yes, Robert California.
Yeah, no, I was not amused with his character.
I didn't like Robert California.
He was slimy, there was nothing endearing about him.
I didn't like Nellie.
Gabe, there was nothing
I did not like Gabe.
He was just creepy and dull.
Yeah, and just...
Like, all of the characters that they brought in after Michael left were just... None of them were, like, likable. Like,
yeah,
they were all
exactly.
Just really...
Like, sometimes I feel like they were literally just meant to show us that Michael was the only person who should have been running that company.
Pretty much. Well, Charles Minor.
Oh, yeah.
He was a dick.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He was way too serious.
Oh my god, yes, like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And, like, I'm sure he was probably a perfectly pleasant human.
Yeah.
But not for that environment.
No, exactly. And do you know who else I really didn't love?
Who?
The interns.
No, I didn't like that either. They weren't around very long, but...
No, they weren't. But I thought it was kind of dumb, and I know that it was meant to be because Jim wasn't really around that much because he was off doing that other job, and they were supposed to be like the new Jim and the new Dwight, and it fell flat.
It didn't land at all.
It wasn't... It kind of felt like, you know how you get kind of like One Tree Hill, which we didn't ever get to, but like the last season or so, it just kind of feels like, okay, all the main characters are like disappearing, and now we just kind of have to desperately cling to, you know,
making a storyline out of characters that you really don't care about.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we still had the core characters, but like Jim wasn't around anymore, and Michael Scott was gone, and Michael Scott was the show.
And they were like trying so hard to like, because, you know, Aaron then had that little thing with the intern guy, with like the new guy, and
right? Was it Pete?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't hate their relationship. I thought they were fine, but you didn't care about
You didn't care, exactly. Right.
So it was just like, okay, like now she's dating this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're not invested in the characters and you don't really care that much about them, you're not going to care about what happens with their relationship. And that was the problem with that. It was just like, all right, like, good for you, I guess.
Like, it's all filler.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that. What other characters are there? Oh, there's Daryl. I like Daryl. Daryl was always funny.
Yep.
Daryl's just complete I don't give a fuck attitude was always very, very funny.
Yeah, and he was never like cruel to Michael. He kind of amused him and got amusement from him.
Yep, exactly.
And also, you know, told him how it was when he needed to, which is always appreciated.
Exactly.
But, yeah, he was, and like I said before, I love the way he played the relationship with Kelly. It was just...
Yeah, he was just kind of like, all right, cool, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What other characters are there that are, like, important to the show?
Oh, I'm trying really hard to think. Cause
I know, I don't think that there's anybody left that's, like... I'm sure that if there are and anybody's watching this, we'll get a million comments about who we forgot, but... I can't really think of anybody, like, super...
I'm trying to, like, let me see, because I can pull up the cast real quick and see if there's anybody, like, scan it and see if there's anybody that...
Well, and I literally went off the wiki. Like, I was on the wiki, like, glancing at it to make sure that there wasn't anybody that I forgot, but I genuinely can't.
Yeah, it's... Oscar... Fair, Holly... Oh, that's weird that Kathy Sims is in there. Yeah, I mean... Oh, Todd Packer.
Oh, yeah, Todd Packer was a douchebag.
He was just the fucking worst, and there's not really anything else to say about him. He was just gross.
He was just genuinely that guy that you hate on sight.
Oh, there's Mose.
Oh, yeah, I love Mose.
I love Mose, too.
He's so great.
And I had no idea I had no idea until the podcast came out that was Michael Schur.
No, me neither. I had no idea. That was so funny to find that out.
Yeah, like that was such a genuine surprise.
Like, oh, it's so funny.
He didn't even want to do it. Like, when they asked him to do it, he's like, no. And then he was just he was so perfect for it that he was like, okay, fine.
They just absolutely had to. So freaking funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so, is that it for characters?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any, like, I guess there's Joe Bennett.
Oh yeah. I mean, whatever.
She was, whatever, she was just, yeah, her character was just really not memorable, which is probably why neither of us thought of her on our own.
Right, exactly. But I mean,
Kathy Bates.
Yeah,
I love Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates is amazing, so, like, that's great, but, like, that's pretty much the only thing about...
Yeah, there's not really much to say about that character.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's it then.
Okay, so now, do you want to talk about the, like, conspiracy and all that kind of stuff, or do you want to talk about, like, the best character development and best relationship and all that first?
We'll stick with the character stuff for now.
Okay, so who do you think had the best character development of the entire show?
Best character development?
Yep.
Either Michael or Dwight.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say Angela.
Really?
Yeah, because even though she still stayed Angela, she kind of got a little less...
You're right, because she was humbled, for sure.
She was majorly humbled, and I feel like she just... But I don't know if that's me softening towards Angela because I love Angela Kinsey so much, or if it's...
You're right, she really did. She formed, like, a friendship with the people more, like, she kind of accepted them. She kind of realized that she's not better than them, really. She definitely had some character development. You're right about that.
Okay.
But, like, I love the way that, like, I love the way that Dwight and Jim's friendship progressed, and the way that Dwight kind of, like he I don't know if he matured, but he just kind of became less, like, intensely, like, vindictive in your face, all about himself and his, like, he chilled out a little bit, and him and Jim became friends, and
Dwight definitely did too, but
he earned his respect, and not earned his respect, but, like, he kind of got the other people to kind of take him more seriously and realize that he really did love the company.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like, and especially, like, after he got fired and everything, and Michael realized all the things that Dwight was doing that he didn't even know about, and, like, Dwight wasn't, like, because Dwight was always the type of person to take credit for things, like, to point out that he did it, but there was so much stuff that he did without taking any credit for.
Yeah, just stuff that, like, that was the thing, is, like, Dwight would, like, make a big spectacle of the stuff he did, but then you come to realize that, like, he, in his mind, like some of the stuff he did was just like a given. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to take care of this and this and this. Like,
exactly.
And he didn't even think of it as like a thing to say anything about, and that was like adorable.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. As he just, yeah, it was really great. Now, who do you think had the worst character development? There's a right answer here.
Ryan.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Because Ryan just got worse and worse throughout the...
Oh, okay, you're doing that. After you're done with that, we can go upgrade our pickaxes.
Okay. I just picked some potatoes.
Yeah, Ryan is genuinely... He has the worst character development on the entire show.
Yeah, like character undevelopment.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Is he just... All the way up until the very last minute when he abandons his damn baby.
Yeah.
Like, he just never gets any better.
No, he really does not. He's terrible.
Come take 5 gold bars from me. Or wait,
okay,
actually, hold on.
I'm
gonna do this.
gonna sell a couple potatoes real quick.
Okay, now you can just grab 5 gold bars out of that chest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so who do you think was the best couple on the whole show?
Besides Jim and Pam, because I feel like that's the obvious answer.
Yeah, and Jim and Pam isn't even my answer.
I want to say Holly and Michael.
Yep, that's my answer. Holly and Michael, 100%.
Yeah. Because they just were so... She was just so exactly what he needed. Because the thing is, like, Jim and Pam, they have those personalities where, like, they could be with a lot of people, and they could make good relationships. They're, like, you know, well-developed, mentally stable, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Emotionally...
And yes, they're great together, but
they could have been great with other people, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael, on the other hand, is a very, like, acquired taste. It's rare to find somebody who plays well with him, and she does so perfectly.
Yep, exactly.
It's just the best thing to see. Because you want that so badly for Michael through the whole show.
Exactly. And it's so amazing and wonderful.
It really is. Whoopsie. Oh no, I just put the fucking gold into my money.
You just sold the gold?
Yes.
Do we have more gold ore?
We do have more gold, yeah.
Okay,
I just have to go get it.
Alright.
We'll go make it. But that's so annoying. I did not mean to click on the gold. I meant to click on the other thing.
Well, you gave us a lot of money. That was nice of you.
Well, you're welcome.
But yeah. I definitely love them. All right, who do you think is the worst couple on the whole show?
Oh, Kelly and Ryan.
Yep. Kelly and Ryan are the worst couple, and yet somehow they still end up together. Or wait,
no,
actually,
maybe they're not the worst couple.
They might not be the worst couple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're the worst people as a couple.
Yeah, but they're not the worst couple.
I think the worst couple maybe is either Michael and Jan, or are you? Oh, you're creating the gold bars. Thank you.
Yeah.
Either Michael and Jan, or I don't know. Probably Michael and Jan, I guess.
Yeah, Michael and Jan might be the worst couple, or
extremely volatile.
Or possibly Angela and Andy.
Yeah.
They might be the worst couple too. Although they're more the worst couple because Angela just didn't really care. Like,
yeah, they're not so much the worst couple, like they don't mesh well together, just more like Angela does not care enough.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Now, before we get into what I know you really want to talk about, let's talk about Boom Operator Brian and that storyline.
Okay.
I hated that.
You hated it?
I did. And I get that they were just kind of trying to show that Pam was getting a little bit lonely without Jim, and they were kind of trying to give us a little bit of like a whatever
moment.
What? Yeah. But like the whole thing felt kind of, and I mean, I don't know. I didn't love it.
Yeah. See, for me, I did like it. I liked it because, you know, I loved the idea that, like, this guy's been, like, watching her the whole time, admiring, like, who she is, but he's, you know, doing his job, so he can't say anything. But, like, then you see that they finally, you finally see them acknowledge the fact that they've spent 10 years with these people. Like,
Yeah.
even if they haven't been, like, on camera with them, like, those people have been around in their lives for years. You know, they know them, they've gotten to know
Yeah,
them, and,
exactly.
you know, the fact that one of them kind of, like, ended up with a crush on her and, like, cares about her, like, and she, like, acknowledges him in a moment of, like, you know, I need a friend right now.
Right. Well, and like the fact that he like dropped, basically risked his job to save her or help her.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good, and I would have liked that if they would have spun it in like a friendship kind of way.
Well, and but like, I get that, like, maybe they were trying to show kind of
God, this takes
she's
forever.
not, like, like, maybe it was just kind of more of like a, look, guys, it was real between her and Jim. It wasn't just like she was getting
I guess
tired
that's
of her
true.
conflict. She had conflicts with Roy, so she just dropped him for Jim, who, you know, had a crush on her. You know, it's not like something that she regularly does. It was like a real thing, kind of, you know, like a comparison type deal.
Yeah, I guess that is true. But I guess I didn't like the fact that they almost made it seem like something might happen.
Yeah, and
I'm just glad that it didn't.
Well, yeah, and I kind of had this thing where, like, I knew that it wasn't actually going to go anywhere.
Right.
Like, the moment that they did it, I was just like, oh, this is just going to be, like, a guy who has a thing for her, and then it kind of reminds her, like, I don't have feelings for anybody else, I just want to be with Jim, kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. That's very good. Okay, and anything else you want to talk about before we talk about the final topic?
Nope.
Okay, so the final topic, if you haven't already figured it out, is the Scranton Strangler.
Yep.
And
Scranton.
Who he is, what that whole thing was, and why they never told us jack shit about it. I mean, they did, but they didn't.
It was a running thing from the second season to the end. Like,
yeah. But it was never resolved.
No, it was never resolved, and it was so weird, and, like, it really had no point, but it was just... Yep. It just was. We could probably walk around for a while, since that takes forever.
Yeah, I guess so. I just don't really have anything to do right now.
I'm just gonna pick some stuff up and sell some stuff.
Yeah. We do need to earn some more money.
Yeah. Although, yeah, because I want to build a barn really, really bad.
Yeah, me too. I want us to get more chickens and a duck.
Yeah.
Like, we need, like, a bigger farm and more. You know what? I think after my pickaxe is done, I'm going to save up to upgrade the axe because we need to get rid of the big wood things.
Oh, yes, we do. Yep. Also, I want... And also, I really want to finish the bundles.
Yes, that too. But technically, I mean, we're still only in our first year, so...
I think we're in our second now.
Oh, well, I didn't finish my thing until, like, my third year, I think. So, we are not far behind or anything. There's some stuff that we can't even get to yet.
Right.
But yeah, the whole Scranton Strangler storyline.
Yeah.
Who do you think it was?
I like the idea of it being Toby.
I like the idea of it being Toby too, and I think it's really funny. But have you ever considered it being Creed?
I have. Yes, I have.
So has Creed Bratton.
Yeah, he thinks so. Yeah.
Go check out his TikTok.
Yeah. He thinks that?
Go check out his TikTok.
I feel like I saw an article once that I didn't click on that said something about the way he weighed in on that topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his TikTok is literally just him, like, putting words on the screen and making a face at the camera. Like, it's not, but it's very funny. Like, he kind of implies that, that could be a possibility. And it's very, very funny.
I love that, and I'm definitely going to go watch that.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go follow him on TikTok right now.
Yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, so, it's crazy to me that they leave that so open-ended. Like, they don't ever, like, they say that they caught him, sure, but, like, there's a lot of, okay, why don't you talk about the theory, because you're way better at that.
Okay, well, the theory is, like, oh, okay, so which one? For the Toby one?
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay, so for the Toby one, they say that they think it's Toby because, he, well, I'm trying to remember, actually.
He's not there during the chase scene.
Yeah, he's not there during the chase
And
scene.
his phone keeps ringing on his desk.
Yep, and also, didn't it say something about, like, his car being similar to...
Yep.
One that they
his
described.
car is similar to the one...
and also, is the gold in here?
Yep.
Okay.
It's in the red chest.
Okay. And also, hold on one second. What's that one? I can get a snack. Something small. And then they also say that, oh, and they said that the reason why, like, he's so obsessed with, like, once he's arrested, like, the strangler is, like, caught or whatever, and, like, Toby goes to talk to him and he gets strangled, they are like, everybody's like, the joke is, supposed to be, he got strangled because he was in front of the strangler, ha ha ha, but, like, also people are like, what if he got strangled because he confessed to, like, he went to go talk to him because he felt bad.
Yeah, because he is the
wrong guy got arrested. So he admitted to him, and the guy got pissed off and was like, well, tell them. And he was like, I'm not going to tell them. And then he got mad and strangled him because he's ruining his life.
Yep, exactly. And people just think that because Toby's so, like...
quiet and unassuming,
he would be the perfect person. And... isn't there something in the paper when Pam gives birth about the Scranton Strangler?
Yes, because he wants to give a newspaper of the first of the baby's birthday, and then the baby ends up born on the day that talks about the Scranton Strangler on the front page.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Drink some water, please, baby. Hold on, Tony, 1 second, okay?
Yep. Okay. What was I just gonna do? Was I gonna get more hay? Do I even have more hay? I'm sure I do, right? I'm sorry that there's no music, but I just can't. It's so loud.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But yeah, and like, people were also saying, like, it was like during times where, like, things were happening with, like, Jim and Pam and stuff, like, Pam having her baby, and he's like, kind of loses it, and
like, people were saying that, like, the Strangler always hit during times when, like, Pam and Jim's relationship were, like...
And that nothing happened to the with the Strangler when he was in Peru or wherever he was.
Yes, when he was gone.
Yep.
Yeah, like, there's a whole bunch of theories that, like, point to it being Toby. And they just... I do wonder, in the podcast, do they touch on that? They do, right? Because they talk about how Creed... could be.
Yep, they give their theories and how they feel about all of it.
Yeah.
And they both kind of agree with us, where they kind of like both theories.
Yep, exactly. Okay, that's what I thought. I remembered them talking. Oh, stop! Will you please pour the water? I keep running out of water.
Why don't I just upgrade my axe instead of my pickaxe? Because only one of us needs to break the meteor thing.
Yeah, you can if you want to, but I
And
don't
then
know
I
if
can
we.
break the logs.
I don't know if we have the stuff that we need for that either.
Oh, because I don't have a copper axe yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But I
that's
could
not
get a
gonna
copper
work.
axe.
Yeah, no, I would need to upgrade it because I have the copper axe.
Okay.
And the next one is steel that we need. So that's fine. You can just do your pickaxe. Plus,
Okay.
that'll help us in the mines too. Like if we have to go back down looking for something,
Right.
it'll be better to have the better pickaxe.
Yes.
But yeah, so the Scranton Strangler is a completely
Sometimes if you don't drink enough water, it'll give you a headache. That happens to me all the time. It's called dehydration.
unknown like
Okay. I'm going down. I'm glad help.
thing.
Yeah,
A
it's just like a
mystery.
mystery that is never solved, and you're just left like with all the theories
Yep, and no clue what.
and I don't think the Scranton Strangler was supposed to end up being like a long thing. Like
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it was just supposed to be like a passing, like what's it? Oh, an ectoplasm.
Yeah, we need to get that from down in the mines.
Yeah, we do. And we both need to give one to the wizard, huh?
Yeah, how much time do we have left for that one? 2
It's noon.
days.
Oh, 2 days. Oh, we should go down there tomorrow then.
Yeah, we can go down the mine tomorrow. It'll be the last day for it, so I'll have to see if we can
Um,
actually get one.
but yeah, so that was this Grand Strangler that it was, and I feel like Creed would make a lot of sense, especially since like it's supposed to be a joke, but like how does it fit in that like sometimes he comes in with like blood on his shirt and he's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly.
for Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, it genuinely makes total sense for it to be him.
yep.
And it's very, very funny.
We have a lot of gold things for next time we need to show off our products. Or a lot of gold star things, I mean.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Oops.
But yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about the show?
Well, I mean there's so much more. Like, okay, so do you think that they should have stopped when Michael left?
Um, I don't. I
Or
mean,
do you think that do you think that like it's good that they kept going? Do you
like,
think they could have done better?
I'm glad
Like,
that they kept going because I love that. That they kept going because I love the show. But
yeah.
I also feel like if they would have ended it when Michael left, it wouldn't have been the worst thing.
Right, because Jim and Pam had gotten together.
Exactly. Like,
they should have and could have wrapped up like the Angela and Dwight thing.
yep, they could have
at that
basically
point.
done everything that they did. But I also do love the fact that Michael left and did his own thing and then got to come back and see everybody thriving and got we got to see that Michael had a family and that.
Yeah, I think that was great. And also, hey, can we blow up this boulder? How do we get up these stairs, by the way, up here after the train station?
Oh no, we don't.
Okay.
No, that's not a thing we can do.
Okay. So yeah, and yeah, I wish that I feel like there were other things that they could have done and like other ways that they could have gone with making, well, just with continuing on with the show.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of things that they didn't need to do that, like they could have gone on with the main cast and maybe just added like one or two new characters that added like a little bit of storyline. But they like oversaturated it and put in like just a lot of unnecessary characters, a lot of stupid characters.
Yep, I agree. They did.
They were
They
trying
were
too
trying too
hard
hard to
fill that like that comedic hole that he left.
Yep, exactly. And it was just
disastrous.
It was not the greatest.
No, I was not impressed with how they handled that season.
Yeah,
Or that season, those 2 seasons.
Yeah, me
It
neither.
feels like more than 2 seasons that he wasn't there.
I know. That's the crazy thing is like we very easily could have gone without no, not gone without. They very easily could have ended the show then, and it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world.
No, it really wouldn't have. But also, there were some like plot lines that I'm glad that they wrapped up.
Yeah, me too. Like it wasn't like it wasn't terrible that they kept going, and like I typically like when big major characters leave shows, I'm always like, I'm not gonna be able to watch the show now, and then I totally can, and that's fine. So yeah. Oh wait, did you go and upgrade your thing? Okay, yeah, you did.
Yeah. How do you take just like one of something?
I don't know what button you press.
Or how you put just one away?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I have to right click.
Okay, yeah, because I'm using controller, remember, so I don't.
Right, yeah. I don't want to take like all of the winter route, but I want to bring a couple of them down into the mine when we go tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What other things are there to talk about when it comes to Office, or do you just want to like end and talk about a new subject? I don't know how much time you have left to record.
Not a lot. Probably just going down in the mines tomorrow and then.
Okay, so do you want to just keep chatting about The Office while we do that?
Yeah, I'm sure we can think of more stuff.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me see how long this video is.
Okay.
Okay, this video is almost 2 hours. So how about if we stop and we can still chat? We'll just do a shorter video.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to mute and end it.
All right.
Wait, any final thoughts on The Office before I end?
Just that I love it, and I'm so glad that Angela and Jenna decided to do a podcast about it so that I could get more Office content.
I know.
It's just what I needed in my life, and
I agree. Yeah. Again, definitely go watch that podcast.
And if they get their Mom Spies or whatever the heck.
Yes.
Show.
I'll watch that too.
I'll be so excited.
I'll be right back.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. This was our video on The Office and our deep dive into it. So let me know what you think, and bye.